It is part 2 of the Warzone here in Uniondale, New York. But no more unions as we're kicking off right away. Bizarro was supposed to have a match here with Gorilla Grodd and Superboy assaulting Bizarro before we just started. We just started. Billy Bowtie getting security here. We clearly hired a couple more guys, but this is just chaos here on Warzone. We're gonna have to, that whole thing about getting an authority figure on Warzone, I think we're gonna need to do that. But anyway, welcome back, all you loyal MFers. We get right into the action here this time. It's a little chaotic. I apologize, but we can't contain these larger-than-life individuals sometimes, and this is what happens as we start off. And you have to wonder, if you're in the audience right now, you're wondering, why is Gorilla Grodd fighting Bizarro? Aren't they both members of the Legion of Doom? You are correct, sir or madam. However, because of Bizarro's obsession with Superboy, and it seems that obsession has sparked some retaliation and perhaps a little bit of obsession of his own from Superboy. Because of that, they have sent Gorilla Grodd to essentially rein in and bring Bizarro back into the fold by force if necessary. That is why this match was made. Bizarro has refused to take his focus off of Connor Kent, despite the Legion of Doom's plans and what they would like to do to dominate this brand moving forward. He has fixated on the young clone of Superman and has been doing his own thing. Gorilla Grodd, as we mentioned earlier, the reason he was not involved in Part 1's tag team match for the Legion of Doom was because he was preparing for this singles match as he's going up to the top rope here. Could see that looked like he was going for the was going perhaps for, I thought maybe the 5-star Gorilla Splash. Saw Bizarro climbing the ropes and instead went for a diving elbow drop at that strange angle, that sloped angle that Bizarro was at, and really caught him on the top of the shoulders. Looked like a nasty landing. These two monsters. It's quite literally like a Frankenstein versus King Kong situation here. Gorilla Grodd, folded in half there with the spear. We talked about how quick Bizarro can hit that spear. So little distance necessary for him to get that running start and really hit somebody with force. The way he just wraps around his opponent from the momentum. But you have to wonder if Gorilla Grodd fails here, can anyone rein Bizarro in and bring him back to the Legion of Doom's control? Or will this simply not end until Connor Kent has been destroyed? Bizarro now slamming Gorilla Grodd face first into the canvas. And you have to imagine Gorilla Grodd doesn't want to be doing this. He probably has other ambitions that he would like to be pursuing. To be forced on cleanup duty probably does not sit well. It's probably going ape you know what. I'd say the word. It's not like I'm into self-censoring, but I know kids like this stuff, and I don't want to corrupt the children's, despite what people think. Oh, Gorilla Bomb right in the corner. That release style bomb. At a 2. Oh, only a 2 count. Gorilla Grodd can't believe it. I, in a way, can't believe it either, especially given the beating Bizarro took from Superboy before this match even started. But that is just the single-minded toughness of this twisted funhouse mirror image of the Man of Steel. Gorilla Grodd, though, fighting into this as much as he can, trying to put away this monster. Dropping him. And now we could see what I suspected was going to happen earlier, that 5-star Gorilla Splash. Yo, knee to the face instead. Perhaps across the sternum. Going to the well one too many times, in my opinion. I've talked about this before. I think this is a mistake. Choosing now to go for the splash, and he catches the knees. Didn't even look like he hit him in the stomach. It looked like he caught him across the legs. I have to go back and maybe see if that is in the replays. Going for a power slam victory, not getting it there though. But we talked about this before, that inexperience with, particularly with this kind of competition for many of these very experienced superheroes and supervillains, making simple mistakes like that. He had the opportunity on that first top rope attempt to hit that splash, chose to go with a knee across the sternum instead and soften up his opponent. But then when he went to the top rope again, ooh, big whiplash there. That whiplash neckbreaker, putting Bizarro back in control. When he went up top for the third time in this match, second time in that series of brief moments, Bizarro was waiting, brought those knees up, caught his opponent, and I think, in my opinion, that was a crucial mistake. Gorilla Grodd calling for the end, but Bizarro sweeping the legs, and it looks like he has had enough. Gorilla Grodd using the ropes to support himself. Wisely, though, using them to help launch Bizarro back out of the ring. Gorilla Grodd, a proud and stubborn competitor, not going to allow Bizarro to run wild if he can help it. He's been given a task, and while I'm sure he'd rather be doing other things, he's going to complete it to the best of his ability. Big shot to the throat, maybe, or the jaw, sending Gorilla Grodd tumbling into the crowd. This could end in a double count out if this goes too far. Already at a 5 count. Good lord, the right hand's across the mush. Now a headbutt. Bizarro stomping back to the ring, almost calmly. It's almost as if he's remembered there's a count in this match. Sent into the steps. This has gotten quite chaotic for our first match of this part of Warzone. I was worried there. Looked like he almost caught his ribs on the corner of those steel steps. Already at a 5 count yet again. Obviously breaking the count earlier. Did Bizarro, but got right back out of the ring to continue the fight, as we're now at an 8 count. These two need to be careful. This could be it. 9 count. And just in the nick of time, Gorilla Grodd getting both of them back into the ring. And using that LED ring post just moments ago as a weapon. If you would assume that these two men were enemies and not allies, I would not begrudge you for making that misunderstanding. Another Gorilla press. It is difficult with the fight that these two have put on to see them as anything but rivals or enemies. Leverage pin, not enough. A 2 count. Trying to use the ropes to finally end this one. At this point in the match, it has just become a brutal all-out fight between these two absolute literal monsters. Oh, wait. Got him in the corner. We could see perhaps the secondary finisher of Bizarro, setting up Gorilla Grodd for this. This could be it. There it is. Number 1 driver. Right on the top of his head. You saw him bounce after he got spiked on the top of his skull. 1, 2, 3. Oh no, 2.9. Hand was so close. Billy Bowtie almost counted the 3 on that one. And it just looks to have infuriated Bizarro that Gorilla Grodd kicked out. He's not done though. Coming in hot with those clotheslines. Body check. And another spear. Bizarro seems to be full of energy. Perhaps a ball of fury at the moment. Oh, coming across the sternum with a forearm. That front elbow drop. Followed up with a knee to the face. And now that single leg camel clutch wrenching at the lower back and the neck. Like I said earlier, I mean, if you're watching this, you don't know anything about these two guys, I would not begrudge you for thinking these guys are mortal enemies. They're absolutely tearing each other apart. Oh, wait a minute. This could be it. World's worst suplex. Into the pin. 1, 2, 3. And it seems Bizarro has no intention of coming home to the Legion of Doom anytime soon until he's dealt with Connor Kent, a.k.a. Superboy. We take a look at the highlights from this match. Bizarro took quite a bit of offense, but it just wasn't enough to put him down. Well, coming up next, we have Iron Patriot and Iron Man, whose feud sort of elevated recently. The little war of words between these two men seem to have essentially confirmed our suspicions that it's most likely Norman Osborn in that armor, given the exchange he had with Tony Stark, and given the fixation he seems to have had. Putting those two things together, it seems safe to say that is the case. But that little mini war has not ended, and they're set to have a singles match. Obviously, Iron Man defeated Iron Patriot in their first encounter after the initial assault he suffered at the hands of the presumed Osborn. But now, Iron Patriot has demanded a rematch, believes he can change that result. Tony Stark making his way to the ring here, looking confident, especially after that victory. You can understand why. Oh no, Patriot has a chair behind him. Oh, stabbing into the lower spine. Hit him with that edge of that chair. That looked painful. Rather than the usual smack with the broadside of the chair, stabbing it into the lower back. Perhaps knowing the weak points of that armor, aiming for one of those flexible joints, those flexible plates, the multi-layered plates in the back. Just these two absolutely brawling on the stage here. And you could see Stark is worse for wear. Oh, wait a minute, neckbreaker right on the light. You can see the back of his head ricochet off that light. I'm surprised it didn't break. I guess we have most of this arena reinforced. Ooh, visible wall there, apparently. Tony Stark, also an expert in mime. Didn't know that, but now you do. Expert to the point where he actually damages himself with his mimes. That's how convincing they are. It's not something he likes to talk about. Has this match even started? Or, I mean, I didn't hear a bell. I think maybe the chair attack. Yeah, it looks like he's calling it off. Billy Bowtie calling this match off. I don't blame him that the chair attack was unnecessary, but clearly this was a setup from the beginning. Iron Patriot had no intention of continuing any sort of match. Simply wanted to do damage to Iron Man after their recent exchange. Well, we move on. We'll make sure Iron Man is looked at by medical professionals. Regardless, now we have a qualifier for that 8-man ladder match for the Retcon-in-the-Bank briefcase. Now, Thanos has been in a sort of mini feud, we can call it, with Deadpool, particularly after an unfortunate and embarrassing loss to him, and then attacked him, or at least provoked him in the backstage. It was safe to say Deadpool made the foolish first strike, only for Thanos to retaliate, but in the end, shoved into an electrical box and fried, quite literally, as Deadpool and Cable make their way to the ring. But it will not be Deadpool in this match. Because of his actions in the backstage area, it was determined that he should not be rewarded with a chance for a qualifying spot in the 8-man ladder match. Instead, his partner, Cable, would be the one to get this opportunity, making his in-ring singles debut. He's been in tag team action before, but this will be his first singles match, taking on Thanos for one of those 8 spots. Thanos obviously was also in that battle royal, unsuccessful, which sparked his open challenge, which led to everything I just told you about. But now getting a second chance to get into that matchup, and oddly enough, to get his first ever victory. Thanos still, as of yet, to pick up a victory here on Warzone despite all these episodes. Beeling a very large Cable across the ring. Many would not realize Cable actually taller than Thanos. Thanos clocking in at 6'7", officially. Cable, Nathan Summers, 6'8". They grow him tall in the future. A walking Terminator. is Nathan Summers, but absolutely getting stomped into the ground by Thanos here. Just relentless. Aiming for that lower back. Oh, big back elbow in response, but Thanos just bodying, trying to overpower this massive man. Obviously the son of Jean Grey and Scott Summers from the future. Nathan Summers. Big clothesline. Finally levels Thanos as Cable tries to get the upper hand. He's really struggled in the opening bout. Thanos taking out all those frustrations from all those defeats and all those coming up short moments on his opponent. Deadpool watching from ringside. I sort of have to agree with the idea that he shouldn't have been rewarded for his actions. Obviously provoked that fight, at least as far as we know. We couldn't hear what was being said between the two, but made the first move, and then to end it the way he did, shoving Thanos into that electrical box, especially in an arena with power dampeners where you could potentially kill somebody with that sort of force. Only made sense that somebody else would have to be the one in that position. Cable was the one given that opportunity. Thanos going to the top. This could be a mistake. This is not normally something we see from him. Oh! Catches him though. Clubbing blow to the back of the head. Thanos taking him back into the ring. He knows obviously a double countout isn't going to get him anywhere. Oh! Slamming him chest first into the apron. Ooh! Going a little limp there. Did Cable. And now that vice grip we've seen quite a bit into the shoulder muscle, reinforcing with that gauntlet grip on the wrist. These are two absolute behemoths trying to overpower one another at every turn. Perhaps this is the matchup that Thanos needed. He's been so dominant, but he's had such trouble with the smaller, quicker opponents. Seems like they always manage to turn things around on him. It started all with Ant-Man, obviously. The most epic of his defeats that started this whole downward spiral. But we saw it with Deadpool as well, excuse me. Oh, wait a minute. Dominator! Planting Cable face first. 1, 2, 3, and Thanos has picked up his first victory here on Warzone. It seems impossible that it took this long, but the fact is, he has done it finally, picking up a victory, and that's gotta feel good if you're someone who's gone this long without a win here in MFW, but oh, come on, no. Come on, enough's enough, just leave. Oh, come on, stomping a mud hole in Cable and Deadpool. Apparently not doing anything about it. Can't say it entirely surprises me. Part of him is probably amused. But regardless, Thanos has qualified, even if his actions were less than upstanding. And we move on. Speaking of qualifying spots, it is our main event. And Lex Luthor has been challenged by this man, Clark Kent, Man of Steel, Superman, Kal-El, for the spot that he took from Loki. Loki won it rightfully in the Battle Royal. Superman said, "You took that match spot by challenging Loki. It wasn't yours to begin with. If you were fine with that, you should be fine with putting it up against me." And we expect Luthor to challenge him right back, knowing his ego. And this isn't Luthor. And what is he doing out of containment? What do you mean? What do you mean? What is he doing? Okay. We'll do the best we can with this. All right, we'll roll with it. It seems Doomsday has been released. We'll have to talk about that with our security team. Doomsday's been released from containment, and we'll make this match official because it is the main event and the show must go on. Doomsday versus Superman. Regular rules will apply. This will not be no disqualifications. Let me make that clear. Regular rules will apply. Superman versus Doomsday. We'll figure out what we have to do with qualifying spots. We'll try to find Lex Luthor. Sneaking suspicion, maybe he was involved. I don't know. We've heard nothing from Luthor as this match starts. Was supposed to answer this challenge, whether it be in the affirmative or the negative. Instead, we're getting Doomsday. Can someone please get me the security footage while we're waiting on what happened? Anyone? I apologize. We roll on. Treat this like any other match. Roman, it's fine. Tangled up in the ropes is Doomsday as he, tosses Superman like a rag doll. Obviously, you could still see the containment suit in full on Doomsday, which means he has just been recently released from his confinement. Yes, we signed him as one of our 100 acquisitions for our starting roster. As he, drops Superman face first. We're already at a 5 count. I don't even think he knows that the ref is counting anything. But we had deemed his presence was too potentially dangerous and had been keeping him in containment until we could get a better understanding of the situation and guarantee the safety of our competitors as well as the audience. Big thank you to our crack security team for... anyway, right, Billy Bowtie is fine. Don't worry. I don't think he's in the sights of either of these competitors. And it looks like Superman is determined to fend off this threat that is Doomsday. Wrenching the neck here, but I think he's going to have to do a hell of a lot more than that to put this one away. And, yeah. What do you mean the footage is wiped? What does that mean? We have backups. Don't we look for backups? I'm sure there's backups. Excuse me. Sorry about that, folks. Driving the knee into the sternum is Superman here on Doomsday. And now a big right hand over the top of the head. Two Smash Mouth styles, two powerhouses, two bruisers. These two, when power dampeners are not involved, known to level entire cities with the kind of fights they have. Thankfully, those are still working. Yeah, I'm looking at you. What do you mean it's not your fault? Anyway, sorry about that. I'll remain professional, I promise you. As these two duke it out. The big blue Boy Scout trying to do everything he can to fend off this titanic challenger. Big back elbows, though. Clipping the back of the skull there. And a double choke slam. Doomsday now stalking Superman. This could be bad. Setting him up. Doomstone pile driver. The height he gets on that leap, driving the head. This could be it. 1, 2. Superman somehow powering out at about 2.5. Doomsday can't believe it. I can't believe it. As we move on in this match not over. Both men fighting with everything they've got. Dragon Sleeper now being applied to a grounded Superman. Billy Bowtie, braver man than me, getting very close to determine if Superman is giving up, but he's not. Fighting out of it. Knees to the face. And a big scoop slam sent. What? Then fix it. Fix the backup damage. Alright? It's data. You can recover it. That's what we have a team for. Just do it. I want to know what happened. As this match continues, big elbow drop. As Doomsday sits up. Looks like he's barely taken any damage in this match from the looks of it. Hard to tell. Obviously, with that containment suit on, we don't no registry of pain. Wait a minute. Going to the top here. Dragging Superman up with him. No. Avalanche powerbomb. Good lord. Doomsday just absolutely planting Superman, and now setting up for another Doomstone pile driver. Oh, reversing it. One of his own from Superman. Somehow he just sat back up. He just hit his own finisher. And Superman was backing up to the corner, maybe thinking about the Superman punch, only for Doomsday to already be on his way back to his feet. That's the kind of insane resiliency you get, and part of the reason he was kept contained. Surrounded by idiots. A cutthroat gesture from Doomsday, perhaps calling for the end of Superman, an ominous gesture, knowing the history between these two individuals. Hard to call one of them an individual, more of a monster and a man going at it here. Another Dragon Sleeper being applied. Superman continuing to fight out of this. Not sure what Superman can do. He's thrown everything at this beast, and he just keeps getting back up for more. Oh, went for a leaping clothesline, and Superman just dodging at the last moment each time. But you have to imagine that'd be like getting hit by a crashing 747. Once again applying that Dragon Sleeper, trying to get Superman to tap. As if... I can't tell if he wants him to submit or if he's trying to snap his neck. This is uncomfortable for me, folks. I genuinely don't know what Doomsday's intentions are, where he will stop. Another double choke slam. Mercifully, please end this. 1, 2, kicking out. I admire the resiliency, the toughness of Superman, but this match continuing truly makes me uncomfortable. I don't know what's going to happen, as another Doomstone pile driver right on top of the head. I think this might be it. 1, 2, 3, and it is over. Doomsday has made his debut, and with a victory over the Man of Steel, we'll hopefully have a report on exactly what his physical condition is following this match. Hopefully, the power dampers in the arena have made this a minor setback in the career of Superman. Hopefully he's fine. We don't know, but Jesus, the impact of that avalanche powerbomb. And we'll figure out exactly what happened and how he got out of containment. It may take some time, but we'll do it. I promise you, we'll get to the bottom of this. Regardless, that is your main event, and we roll on towards Fight Night and towards Infinity. I've been your host, Roman Empire. More than ever, I think it's important to remember to be good to one another. Be good to yourselves. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Yep. Anyway, thanks for coming. We'll see you next time. Jimmy!